In our city, violence doesn't clock out. Neither do we. This week, the sirens rang louder. A man was gunned down at Shake Shack in Clifton, and we showed up, not just to grieve, but to witness, to stand with our leaders, to listen. Because when our people are hurting, we don't wait for news cameras. We pull up, street by street, scene by scene, game by game.
What you here for, T? I'm here to make history. I'm here to kill all that white supremacy. It's about time that we stop telling history and tell our story. But here I go. Peace, God, times is hard.
On June 11th, violence visited Clifton. A shooting around Shake Shack took one life and shook the neighborhood already on edge. Alongside Cincinnati Vice Mayor Jan-Michele Kearney and fellow Good Troublemaker Te'Airea Powell, we walked the scene, not just to mourn, but to understand. Inside a nearby business, we sat down with a worker who sees the aftermath every day. Their stories remind us that this isn't just about crime, it's about trauma. It's not about fear, it's about what it means to survive in a city where bullets don't discriminate.
It was within the last, not too many months ago, they shot up the window right over there. We're out here fighting all the time. I watch drug deals across the street in that parking lot. I can't tell you how many times.
Oh, wow.
And babies. But
so when the youth kids get out, do they bother you all? Because I heard if something happens, they can't. Like they go to jail.
There's a lot, and it's sad because they're babies.
Yeah, they're just
like
kids.
My stepkids, my youngest, she'll be 21. So when I see these kids that are this big, downtown, between, let's see, it was Monday through Friday, between 2:15 and 5:30 p.m.
Downtown, between 2:30 to 5, you all would just lock the doors?
We would have to physically lock the doors. Starbucks, the Mr. Sushi downtown, the Wahlburgers downtown, Prime, all that stuff, because I guess it was the Dawn school system for the downtown location. Right before we shut our restaurant down, there was a police officer that came in and was talking to me about all the issues that were going on down there, because they were trying to figure out a way for them to be able to bus their own kids home, because you give them babies 3 hours downtown when there's nothing to do.
Right.
I mean, we had an open corner spot window.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times. I mean, we had the one young man ran into our restaurant, was half naked. They were beating him in the middle of the street on 6th and Main. He jumps over our expo counter, grabs our chef knives. My husband has to beg him, child, this isn't worth it. And he had to tussle and get the knives away from him and sit him down and calm him down, keep him safe. And it took 2 hours for the cops to get there. And I mean, it's just, and it's not that type of stuff happens every single day,
right?
But it happened more than it should. A lot more than it should.
No, the only thing that it told us was that it's 249 Calhoun. Let me see what that address is tied to.
That must be the Shake Shack.
Yeah, because the girls that were standing outside, that's what I heard them saying, that the one girl was still inside.
Okay.
And I mean, we have it happen here all the time. Me and 2 of our servers were pretty much attacked, but not attacked physically
by customers.
By the customers, because she looked at our 17-year-old and they used the F word. We don't effing like you. She's like, she just walked up to the table to say hi. How are you? Well, next thing you know, they're throwing checkbooks at us, and we had to call the cops. And it's like, what's the point? This is a child.
So they do in Channel 12 has posted. Okay, they posted that they do have it as the Shake Shack location, and that they actually they arrested a suspect.
Oh, good. They don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've literally been in the downtown area since probably 2009 is around the first time when I started working downtown.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I've witnessed fights or shootings or just people terrified for what. Like, it's just, it's scary.
I wonder if it's better now that we have the people patrolling.
We had people patrolling back then too.
Really?
And it didn't
work.
As soon as they see them, they're like, okay, go around the block. They're not going to be there when they come back. They're going to be patrolling somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. If they're trying to do something, they're not going to get caught if they don't want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what they're doing it for, a reason. And then they watch, they see what the officers or anybody else is doing, and they're not going to pay attention. They're like, oh, okay, well, they went that way. No, they just went around block and you didn't catch them.
Right. Your question is, because technically there probably wasn't a crime committed, was that reported? Is that a part of the stats that people are able to see? And that is where sometimes from a community standpoint, we have an issue, is that we need all of that to be reported. And like you said, they showed up, but it's probably like, oh, we're not going to make a report because nothing was taken that we know of, or go
She's
so
probably
forth.
still up there.
We also saw another truth this week. In Avondale, community leaders and fellow Good Troublemakers, Mook and Batch, hosted their annual Stop the Violence softball game, a tradition that proves unity is possible. Men and women from every part of Cincinnati laced up their cleats, picked up their bats, and chose peace over beef. Because sometimes resistance looks like laughter, like joy, like gathering without fear.
So this is our 4th year doing it. The motive was to bring people together from different communities and show the youth that just because I'm from Avondale, they from Bond Hill, you from down the way, that we all can coexist with each other, just to stop the violence in all these neighborhoods. So that's really basically what it is. So we just got together and say, you get you a team and I get me a team of people across the city that we know, that we cool with, that's on the same thing we own. Or even if they ain't on the same thing we on, they come together because they rock with us. And just, do whatever we can to stop the violence,
How long y'all been doing this?
4th year. Fourth year. And I'm up right now 2-1. So I lost last year.
I'm winning today.
He claimed that. That's what he claimed.
And look, our belt when you gotta watch the Tubi movie.
He said, like, if I lose, I gotta watch the Tubi movie.
He don't like Tubi.
He ain't said what kind of Tubi movie. Because there's all kind of old school Tubi movies on there, so yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're going to see who won the game.
Hold on.
But even in moments of joy, we stay on call. Midway through the game, a fight broke out between some children that was fueled by adults nearby. That's when we had to shift again from celebration to protection. Te'Airea stepped in, calmed the energy, and reminded those kids that they were seen, protected, and loved. There are no days off when your community counts on you.
You gotta tell them they can't do that. Why don't y'all go over here and get something to eat and something to drink and just chill out?
I'm gonna lock their ass up. All of them, all the kids.
Who clean this box? Like, what's I told them, we walked around y'all. I told them, I said, this is a whole game. Why would they come down here to fight us? And I'm like, lie to you, before they even came down here, I was like, they doing too much. They bringing grown people down here. I should call the police. It's not even for y'all, it's for kids. It's not like some grown adults wanting to fight kids. That's doing too much.
That's crazy.
Just tell me, how did the game go?
Y'all started off good, then went bad. It was over with. I mean, but we made it a game. We only lost by like 8. 8 points. So
Blue, you know.
Good uncle. It happens. Things happen.
Ain't this the second year in a row now?
Yeah, back.
This is the work. Showing up when it hurts, holding joy and justice in the same hands. It's not about titles. It's not about press. It's about presence. From Clifton to Avondale, the Good Troublemakers move with purpose. And every time we show up, we plant a seed that says, this city belongs to us too.
I got on 8 gold chains and 8 gold rings, and you still refuse to call me king. But what if I told you that I had a dream, that black men and women were on the same team, to make sure these babies can become what they dream? Listen here, little bitch, it ain't what it seems, cause I done walked on water and yet you still won't water me. I done parted the sea and yet you still can't see. I done raised the